as we get to December 15th, where do you see this team? Is it the team that you saw for the first 6 games where it was up and down, or is it the team you saw the last 2 games? Where do you think the group will shake out as you get to the middle of December when the trade season really picks up?
I think they're going to be fine. I think it's like last year. I think I predicted them for the same number of wins as last year, and I think some of the early stuff we saw offensively is going to fix itself. But I do think that look, I'm not going to pretend that I understand the CBA because I wouldn't be on talking to you, Ian. If I did, I'd have some much higher job in the NBA. But I do know that look, if you want to make one of these deals, these salary cap crazy deals, you got to make it really probably mid-season this year. I think they have chips in place that they want to use. Evan Fournier, bless him, is sitting on the bench just as a trade chip. I think that they're going to have to make a decision on quickly. They certainly have enough pieces that they can afford to move them. I think eh, Joel Embiid seems pretty happy right now without James Harden, so I'm not sure that's the way they go. If they go for a big man, Mitchell could be in a deal. Um, I think they have a lot of pieces that you can kind of configure in different ways. These draft picks, I think you're gonna if you're gonna make a move that's gonna be cap restrictive, I think it's gonna come during the season before that new CBA takes effect, and it's sort of that patient move they've had. Well, now they're gonna have to eventually pull the trigger here or decide this is how they're gonna live, and extend these guys, beyond this for a long time to go. And I don't think that's the way they're planning on it.
I think they'll be probably a few games over 500. Two, three, maybe even more games over 500 around that. It's the 24 game mark. They have a tough schedule, play some tough road games. As far as the trade stuff, it's hard because assuming they're playing well when trade season starts, we have yet to see this regime trade out a good player who is contributing to winning in season, in a trade. It's always, so, or at the very least, like if they're going to make a trade this season and they're playing well, they're only going to do it if it's an upgrade. So then, okay, well, what kind of an upgrade can you make? I don't think you're going to bring in another high usage guy, and if you're talking upgrade, it's going to be a high usage guy, right? Without sending out a high usage guy, because there's one ball, right? And we're already talking about it. Like Quentin Grimes already can't get enough shots. So you're thinking, all right, is it a 2-for-1? Because as Steve just said, like they have the pieces, Fournier's salary, whatever. And then it's like, okay, if you're bringing in another high usage guy, does that mean? What does that mean? Is Immanuel Quickley going out to trade? I don't like that. I don't want to trade Immanuel Quickley this season. I know that, and I'm just wondering, like, how good would a player have to be to come along where the Knicks are like, all right, we feel good about trading Quickley and maybe another one of our rotation pieces, plus maybe some draft capital, plus an Evan Fournier salary to bring in. Like you're at that point, you're talking about a borderline all-star player. Is that player going to become available before the trade deadline? I don't know. So for as much as look, they've made trades in 3 straight years that involve rotation players. I would probably take the under if it was like 0.5 meaningful trades between now and the deadline. Famous last words, but that's what I would say.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
one the one the one dilemma I think is that Quickly is worth more to almost anyone else than he is to the Knicks. And
That's
look, I don't blame him for chasing the money, and he should. He's probably earned it. But with the Knicks, he's never going to be a starter. Jalen Brunson plays 35 minutes a night. Um, it's a tough situation, and there are definitely places in the league he can go and be a starter and get starter minutes and get starter production and starter money. Um, but do the Knicks want to lock themselves into that with a guy who's going to be a sixth, seventh man for them?